Magic the Gathering is a trading card game that's been going on for many, many years. They've just forayed into the Lord of the Rings crossover that no one knew they wanted, and then it actually turned out pretty well. We are playing the starter kit, Good vs. Evil, and I'm joined by their special guest, Cail. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Do you want to kick us off, and we can then start chatting about Tabletop Avengers? But play your first.
I get to go first.
Yep.
Ooh, the bads. All right, what am I going to do? Let's hit you with Shablam, a swamp, and then I'm going to do nothing after that. Yep. So I'm just lulling you into a false sense of security.
Yeah, you also can tell you're evil because you're playing your lands in front. That will draw. So, Tabletop Avengers, can you tell me what it is?
So,
I play Forest and Bust to you.
So, Tabletop Avengers is a social group for people with autism. So, it started out by my wife and I have two children on the spectrum that are high functioning. I'm also autistic. So, when we were looking for activities for them to do, there wasn't much out there. So, we thought we'd start something ourselves. So, I'm going to go mountain and swamp, tap them both. And then I'm going to put out Shablam. Muhur, Urachai, Captain. We started a little group, just started out as like a one day a week sort of thing, just playing games. And it went really well. We saw even just locally like such a huge need for socializing for all ages of people. Trying to socialize, not sure how, been stuck at home for years, all this sort of thing. And then when they were coming, they're like, can you do D&D as well? So we started doing that. And then we like to do miniature painting. Cool. I do miniature painting. I do all the stuff anyway. So we just started adding all of these different groups, and it's just gone gangbusters since then. And we've been able to work with so many cool people, even just locally, like help people get jobs. Some of the teachers ended up going get other jobs. We've had people become carers in the industry. We've been able to help people get their licenses, get their jobs, and it all just starts with that little bit of confidence to interact with people and feel, not only just my house is safe, but also I've got another safe place where people are like me and they get me. And sometimes that's all you need just to get confidence to get out there and start living your life properly. So it's been awesome.
So, as Tabletop Avengers has been on for a couple of years, you've talked about there's been you've sort of seen some growth in your participants in that you've sort of built up some confidence. So that must be something you're pretty proud of.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And do you know what? Like living with autism myself, it's really been a really cool journey for me who didn't have those opportunities when I was sort of growing up, and knowing how hard it is out there and being able to offer it for other people is like, it makes like everything that I missed out on makes sense now. Like it's got a purpose now because I can tell people what not to do, and I can, through my lived experience, help others. So it's been awesome. Okay, so
you say play board games, play D&D, do miniature painting. So can you tell me what sort of board games you're normally playing?
It depends on the group, really. So we have sort of the preteen group does more social deduction and party games, that sort of thing. And then we have adult group that does full-on like strategy and Ameritrash, Euro, all the different things. And then we have like a more social group that just sort of has a game, any kind of game, like something like Point Salad or something like that, that's sort of laid back. So it's sort of just in the background, and mainly they just chat around. So yeah, it depends on the group, but we play all different ones. I'm going to tap 3 and play the Fires of Mount Doom because it sounds cool.
Yeah, so what does that do?
When it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to a target creature, which can I kill Frodo with that?
You can.
I'm going to kill him.
There you go, dead.
This is not like the movie.
No. So your Tabletop Avengers is sort of local in Frankston area, and you've got a number of different nights, you've got different groups on. How would you, so you've obviously seen some interest and success quite a lot recently. How would you like the group to grow?
Ideally, we'd like to be at sort of max capacity with each of our classes. So right now, The D&D on Wednesdays, we got 2 groups that are full, which is great. Monday still got some room. But we'd love to be able to cater to like 5 to 8 people for each group, and then expand hopefully into needing extra rooms so we can run 2 rooms at a time eventually, depending on the need and stuff. So I want to canvas to like the high schools and the primary schools and stuff, and there's a lot of work to do to sort of meet up with caring agencies and OTs and all the local support systems that the NDIS has, to offer them, additional programs like ours that some people might jump at. Because at the end of the day, like, you've got people sitting at home who haven't left for years, or they can't go to school anymore, and some of the normal programs like art therapy and cooking and farming and all this kind of stuff, sometimes that doesn't appeal to people, but sometimes gaming or D&D or painting is that thing that can get them out. So hopefully we can be that to many people in the future. I'm going to, I just have to because it's cool.
Yep, do it.
The rule of cool. So I'm going to tap 3 and bring out the trebuchet, which is when I attack with orcs or goblins, I create a ballistic boulder, which is like 2 little goblins holding on for dear life as I career towards you. So I'm going to attack.
Obviously, you talked about your personal connection with kids and yourself, but why do you think it's important for people on the spectrum to be able to have these sort of groups and these sort of communities coming together?
Well, it's really important because, we're a minority, and unfortunately, due to the introspective nature of people with autism, there's not really a voice, people talking out loud about autism and spreading the word and trying to create opportunities to socialize. And a lot of people just need that little push just to get through the door. And so the more, we're just starting now as people to sort of accept ASD as a thing. So we're getting to that acceptance stage. Now we want to move into, okay, so how can we help these people? Because there's such a big problem in, things like the education system and all these kinds of things where unfortunately the one-size-fits-all neurotypical way of teaching people isn't working. We're seeing so many people, even through what we do with ASD, that have to be homeschooled because they can't learn in the environment that is a school with all the noise and only sort of one way of teaching, and not being dynamic enough to engage with people with hyperfocus issues and all these different things that we have, the auditory processing problems, all these different things. So the more people know about ASD, and the more people that accept it, and I guess it's just the knowing part. There's the acceptance, which we got, which is great. So we're recognized as people with something, and now it has to move into learning about some of the things that we need as people. And once that starts being known, it just becomes something that happens. Like, you don't have to think about it because you already know about it. And it just becomes part of everyday life, which is what we want. We want more people to know about it, more people to know about us and other services to pop up. Hopefully anyone that sees this gets inspired to run another group. We don't care about competition. It's about having more access for more people all around the world, and that's the message that we want to put out there.
A pretty fantastic and worthy message.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
But I'm also
gonna kill me.
I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like it.
I'm gonna attack with both of these. When this attacks, it triggers. I'm gonna put a counter on Knight of the Keep.
Okay.
So 4/4, and I've got a 5/4. Okay, I'm gonna play Bilbo's Ring. Whenever a creature attacks alone, you draw a card and lose 1 life. But it's also, when it's your turn, a quick creature has hexproof that can't be blocked.
Oh,
I'm gonna
goodness
tap
me.
this for 4, equip here, and attack you for 5.
And
trigger.
I cannot block
You
it.
cannot block.
No!
Yep. Just like in the books and the movie.
I was
good as
so
trumps
close
good
to
of-
killing
Yeah,
you.
you were.
It was next to it because this card was not very good,
No.
but that's okay.
Cail, thank you so much for coming down, not only for playing
problem.
Magic, but also for telling us about Tabletop Avengers, which is a great group, but also then telling about why it's important.
Yeah, for sure.
I really appreciate that.
Oh, no problems. Thank you again for having me. It's been awesome.